Hi, my name is Rich, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about troubleshooting network connectivity at a home network. Now, as you can see, I'm showing my desktop screen here. And if you look down here at the bottom where my mouse is, you're going to see this X where the network connection is. I'm going to discuss a little bit of basically about how to troubleshoot network connections. Now, to do this, I'm going to show you a diagram. This diagram here is a generic SOHO diagram, meaning essentially a home office. It shows essentially your IP router and your PCs that might connect to your network. Now let me go over those really briefly so that I can discuss how to troubleshoot network issues. For most home offices, you have an ISP, which is an internet service provider. That would be like Comcast or Quest or another company that provides you internet service. This company, when you sign up with them, provides you a modem. Now, the modems can be two different kinds. They can be either DSL or they can be cable modems, depending on what service is being provided. When you have the modem, you usually buy a router, and a router connects to the modem, and it does two things. It provides ports so that your PCs can connect to it, like, for example, a Cat5 cable is connecting to your desktop PC right here. Or it provides a wireless connection so that you can connect to wireless devices like laptops or tablets, phones, or other devices. Now that we understand how this looks in general, let me talk to you a little bit about troubleshooting. If you have an issue, and we'll just open up our browser, and we want to go to Google, and you cannot get to Google for whatever reason, the first thing you want to check is if your modem is working. If your modem is working properly, usually there's green lights that indicate that it is good to go and that it's providing service. If you see anything odd, like for example, orange lights or red lights flashing, indicating that somehow there's a connectivity issue, or if there's no lights at all, most likely it's your modem that is the problem. What you would do is that you would check your modem to make sure that it is powered on properly and that it is connected properly to the cable on your wall, either to your phone line or to the cable line to provide access. If you find that your modem doesn't work properly, this is when you call your ISP. You give them a call and ask them if they can assist you with help with the modem. There's not much you can do if your modem is not working properly. The next thing to check is if your router is working. Again, this is somewhat similar to the modem. So what you would do is that you would check to see if your router is plugged in, if all the lights appear green, if it seems to be working properly. Now, if your router is working, it's going to be providing access to your desktop PC by your Cat5 cables that are connected to it, or wireless connections. What you would do is that if you suspect the router has an issue, what you would do is that whatever device is causing you problems, you would check other devices in your household to see if they're getting network connectivity. So, for example, let's say that you're working on your desktop PC and it's connected by a cable to the router, but you don't have internet access. Well, the first thing you would do is that you would check maybe your tablet, your phone, laptop connection to see if you have connection to the router. In other words, connection to the network. If you have connection with these devices, then most likely you have a problem between the router and the desktop PC. That could be the cable is disconnected. It could be the cable is broken. It could also be that there's a problem with your computer. If you find that all your devices are not working, then this could be a larger problem. It could be that the router is not working properly. It could be that it's not on. If that happens, generally the best thing for you to do is to power off your router, and after you let it turn off the power for about 30 seconds to a minute, you would turn the power back on and see if it resets. If it doesn't reset, then what you would do is that there are options on your router manual that you can look up to see if you can reset it to its default settings. and try and troubleshoot that. That is an issue that you'll have to look up in your service manual or to contact the manufacturer of the router if it gets too difficult. Now, if you have connectivity and to your desktop PC or your laptop or your tablet, then you're good to go. But if one of the devices isn't working, well, then you have to do a few things to do troubleshooting. I'm going to talk to you about how to troubleshoot for your desktop PC. I'll discuss how you would troubleshoot it for a laptop and a tablet later on. So now going back to my diagram, as you can see, or excuse me, to my screen, as you can see, if you look at my screen, there is an icon right here that is called Networks. I'm running Windows 8, which is why that window popped up. Essentially means this is the icon that shows that it's not working. Well, what you would do is that you would click on this. Now once you click that, I would click the option for change adapter settings. Now your adapters are essentially the ways that you can connect to the network. For example, in this, I'm running a laptop right now. I could connect to the network with a Bluetooth network connection, with an Ethernet connection, which essentially is a network cable. I have an option for a virtual box, which you can disregard. Most people don't have virtual boxes. And you have Wi-Fi, which is how I usually connect. You'll notice here that in this icon, it says disabled. Well, that's because I disabled it. So what I would do is that I would check this right here, and I would just right click and choose enable. Now once it's been enabled, I would just check my browser again, and we'll go to our browser and we'll click on Google, and Google connects up just fine. Now if for some reason